Midlife hitting you like a ton of bricks everywhere you turn. Midlife crisis. You're having a midlife crisis. How to navigate a midlife crisis. If that is you, you're going to want to tune in to this week's YouTube episode. And I'm giving you 3 unshakable truths in midlife that your doctor's never going to tell you. Heck, maybe even your best friend may not even tell you. And certainly social media is not going to tell you. But I'm going to share these 3 unshakable truths with you. And I think you're going to like it. Okay, unshakable truth number 1: menopause is not the problem. Yep, I said it. I actually said it. Menopause can be a problem. It can be a serious problem for many women. It's certainly a profound biological, physical, mental, even spiritual change. It is profound. And look, I am not a doctor, not a scientist. Like, I don't profess to be a menopause expert, but I've been around enough women in their 50s and have gone through menopause myself to know that it will shake you and it will almost break you. But what I really want you to know is that menopause really isn't the problem. Menopause is part of what happens to us in midlife when we go from being able to bear children to not being able to bear children anymore. It is a natural biological process. And I think that's one thing that a lot of us have forgotten. It's not a disease. And when I was talking a lot about menopause, a year and a half ago, I used to say this all the time. It is not a disease. It's not something that needs to be medically managed necessarily. And so if menopause isn't the problem, then how are we supposed to think about it? It's a window. It's a window of time. It's a biological change, and it's actually an opportunity. I know that sounds crazy, especially if you're in the throes of perimenopause and you got night sweats and you got anxiety. Trust me, I get it. I went through all of the things. But if we can reframe what menopause actually represents, then we're going to we're going to move away from this idea that midlife is a crisis. And so if we can just have gratitude, have faith in our bodies are doing the right thing, and we can have gratitude for the fact that God gave us this time in our lives where we actually birthed children. Like, how amazing is that? How totally amazing is that? Now, while we're still talking about the menopause thing, I'll tell you what, the best way to get through menopause is to crush the foundations. So, what do I mean by that? Crushing the foundations means, I promise you, you will get through menopause a hell of a lot easier if you can master the fundamental habits. Okay, it's about body leadership in menopause, not a midlife crisis. So, and if you don't want menopause to feel like a midlife crisis, you want to adopt those habits that are going to stick with you for a lifetime. And so, what are these foundational leadership habits? They revolve around how you eat, how you move, how you supplement, and how you are thinking like a midlife leader. Okay. So that is how we want to reframe menopause. Sure, biologically profound change, mentally profound change. But number one, if we can reframe what it actually is, i.e., an opportunity, a chance to be grateful, and we can actually move into a different level of habits, foundational leadership driven habits, body leadership driven habits that will help change our how we feel, change our physiology, and actually give us a leg up during this crazy time that is menopause. If you are wondering how your habits are changing, or the things the habits you need to be employing now, if you're in perimenopause or menopause, you can go to the description box below. My Midlife CEO Foundations access is below in the description. And I really want you to have that because it is a place where you can access pretty much everything you need to know. Because let's face it, it's not complicated, it's not rocket science, it's not some mystery magical supplement that you need to drop weight. You need to master the fundamentals. And that's what I did. I lost 20 pounds of, extra menopause weight by mastering the fundamental habits with your leadership hat on, because we're all leaders now. If you want that Midlife CEO Foundations, check the description box below and you'll be able to find out exactly how to access that. Number 2, unshakable truth that nobody's going to tell you about midlife is that midlife isn't a crisis. It isn't a curse. It's actually a calling. It's actually a transitioning, but not just any transitioning. And it's not just a simple identity shift. What this actually is I call this my carrier to commissioning identity shift. Okay. So you're not reinventing yourself, right? You're still you. You got all your stuff, you got all your lived experience, you got all your skills, you're still you. But this transition, this identity transition process, it goes like this. And once it hit me from him, it was a download from him. I thought, dang, that's exactly what this feels like. That's exactly what this is. So, what is this that I'm talking about? So, carrier. Once we grew up, we got married. Many of us, most of us, whatever, some of us got married, had children. We were wives and mothers. Okay. You were the carrier of all things. You were the fixer, you were the doer, you were the helper, you're the nurturer, you're the negotiator, you were the cleaner, you were the food maker, you're the laundry doer, you are the emotional backbone, safety net, rescue for everyone in the family. Now, this is really heavy. And I see some women, even myself, used to sort of think about this like, oh, this is my cross to bear. And it was so hard. And should I really have been, carrying all that? Like, was that all mine to carry? Yeah, I think it is. I think it was for us to carry because for most of us, that was the life we chose. And for most of us, dare I say all of us, that's what we're here for. We are here as women to lead our families and to support our families. Now, I know if you're a feminist watching this, you're going to hate me right about now and unsubscribe, but I really don't care because that's what I feel. And that's what I know that he wanted me to do, to love and support my children, to love and support my family, to be a mother, to be a wife. Now, that doesn't mean that wasn't bloody hard. It doesn't mean that it was easy, and it doesn't mean that all it was just going to feel right. It doesn't feel right. You are the carrier. Okay. Now, the thing about carrying is that it gets heavy after a while, and we really want to lay it down. And then what happens? Our kids grow up, life changes, they move on, they start building our own lives, and we are faced with what often feels like a void. And inside that void is time and space. And all of a sudden, we're like, okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm not carrying everything that I was before. The emotional weight is lifting. I'm starting to ask questions like, who am I? What do I want to do? What are things that like what are hobbies for me? It was like, when your kids were little and people would be like, "Oh yeah, so what do you do for fun? Like what do you do in your spare time?" What spare time? What fun? I don't have hobbies. What's a hobby? You get to midlife though and you have that space opens up for you. And in that moment, and I remember feeling it, was when my eldest kid went off to university and my middle kid went away to Australia to fight fires. Still got my daughter here. But that was a whole lot of space opened up and it hit me. It was so bittersweet It's bittersweet because we love our children. We've spent so many years loving and being the carrier for them. And then all of a sudden they start growing up being independent and walking away from us. And that's sad. It's happy, sad, it's pride, it's what am I going to do with all this love? And in that moment, you have what I call a reckoning. And you realize, hold on a second. It's almost going to make me cry talking about it. Hold on a second. I am so, thank you, God. I am so blessed to have been a carrier. And now I have the space in front of me and it feels funny almost. It's bittersweet. It's weird. It's what do I do now? It's finally allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to ask these questions about what you want to do. Maybe for you it's I want to start something. I want to start a movement. I want to build a charity. I want to hit my bucket list. I want to quit my job and start my own business, do something online. If that's you, you are the woman that I'm talking to right now because I'm actually building my Midlife CEO Leadership HQ right now. And this is exactly the place that we are starting. Or maybe you're the woman, the businesswoman who's been dabbling. Maybe you've been dabbling in a network marketing business. Maybe you've been dabbling at certain things. I've certainly have had my share of dabbling. And you're ready to get serious and build a movement that matters. That's you. I want you to comment below and tell me if you're jiving with this. Tell me if you're feeling this because we need to stick together. And I think we need to help each other actually decide and like figure out what the language is around this thing, this void, this space, this opening up for us. So I called it a reckoning because that's what it felt like. It's like, here we go. Now is my time. Now I know exactly what I want to do. So after the reckoning comes the commissioning. And a commissioning is a beautiful thing. It's not a mission. It's not a business goal. It's not what like a statement on what like who I help or anything like that. A commissioning, okay? Got my laptop going off. A commissioning is something from God. It's a commissioning from Him. He's saying to you, you are the Proverbs 31 woman. And it's time, it's your time to move into that phase of life where you can actually build something. You can buy land, buy a vineyard, right? Like she did, and invest like she did. So the commissioning, we don't take that lightly. That's a serious thing. Okay. It truly is a calling. And nobody's going to tell you. That's an unshakable truth that very few people, if no one's going to tell you that in midlife. They're going to try and sell you some sort of, menopause, some sort of GLP-1 for menopause or some sort of menopause driven, workout or something like that. And I don't want you to miss this part because it's so important. So your commissioning is your God directed chance to actually build something for His kingdom that is in your heart, in your soul, for the people around you. Okay. That is unshakable truth number 2. Unshakable truth number 3 in midlife that nobody's going to tell you, certainly not your doctor, is that there is a big difference between building a business, being a network marketer, being a coach, and building a movement that's based on your commissioning, which is what I just talked about in Unshakable Truth number 2. So the difference is, I think, for women like us, is that we are now, when we're building our commissioning, when we're living out our commissioning, we're actually building that from lived authority versus from what Google thinks that we should do or what the other social media influencers are doing. Our commission is built from our lived authority. And that's really cool because your lived authority is, number one, something that nobody could ever take from you. Isn't that amazing? It's so amazing. Nobody can ever take that from you because it's you. Your lived authority is it gives you authority because nobody has lived that. Nobody has your experience. Nobody has your unique skill set. Nobody has your voice. Nobody has your brain. Nobody has your commissioning from him. That's yours and yours alone. So this is a big deal because I think a lot of women in midlife are kind of like, what do I do now? How do I use my voice now? Like, what are the things that, back in my 20s I thought about doing, but I never did. And it's important when we ask ourselves these questions to remember that we can lean into our lived authority. Now, I have a cool resource for you. It's called You're Sitting on Something. And it's something I put together because I was having a chat with a friend, Megan. And she said to me, "Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I would do now. I don't even know what I could do now." And I thought, girl. And so we talked a little bit about her lived authority. We had a great conversation. And after that, I put together a little resource for her. I'm going to share with you below.